I picked up this older release Nendoroid from Good Smile along with Darth Vader for a very reasonable price. Just like the Darth Vader figure though, the box explicitly states that this is the Episode 4 A New Hope version. I didn't think there were any differences on the Stormtroopers throughout the original series, so not sure why Good Smile put this on the box. The figure is in a regular Nendoroid windowed box, and with photos of the very limited official poses around the box. If you thought the Vader figure didn't come with many accessories, the Stormtrooper has him beat. The figure comes with a set of closed fists, which is already on the figure. It comes with one right trigger hand for the blaster, one left open palm, and one standard blaster. That's it. No extra faceplates, no extra blasters. They even cheaped out on the hands and didn't give us a set of gripping hands and open hands. This means that this Stormtrooper can only shoot right-handed. Talking about the blaster, it's decent, with minimal molded details, including the protruding magazine. However, it is painted purely in black, which is boring and doesn't bring out any of the details. It would have looked a lot better if Good Smile went with gunmetal colored. It's a pain to get the blaster to stay in the trigger hand as well, since it's purely by friction with no pegs. It just keeps popping off with any sort of motion. The helmet looks accurate to the movie and the 1/6 Hot Toys figure reference photos, with the various vents under the eye, on the side, and on the back all replicated and painted in the correct color. The mouth vent and the twin nozzles are also nicely detailed and painted. Like Vader, the eyes are done in a glossy black, which gives it a good contrast compared to the rest of the helmet. However, the shape is a little bit different to the movie since this figure is made to be cute, so the eyes are actually more rounded than the more triangular ones in the movie. There should also be a small white border at the top of the eyes, but the figure doesn't have that. I guess this can be forgiven since Good Smile had to make the eyes bigger to fit the Nendoroid aesthetic. The head is very heavy and doesn't look like it can separate. It looks to be created from multiple pieces, but is much denser than the usual Nendoroid figures, and definitely much heavier than the Vader Nendoroid. This makes the posing without the base much more difficult since he is so top heavy. The suit looks accurate, with lots of molded details including the chest plate, the mechanical details around the abs, the forearms, and the backpack. However, it looks rather boring because there are no accents painted at all. I expected Good Smile to paint some highlights in the abs where the mechanical details are. The only parts which break up the monotony are the black elbows. The utility belt has lots of molded details, including the cylinder thing on the back of the belt. It's all white again, except that there's a bit of grey highlights on the cylinder. Moving down, the crotch plate as well as the small side armor are there, along with the small areas of black accents just above the thigh, as well as around the knee. The legs are well done though, with different right and left leg sculpts. The right leg has the knee utility belt thing, whereas the left knee has a small piece of armor with square rivets. The foot doesn't have any detail though, and it's just a smooth piece. The soles of the boots are brown on the figure, but I think these should be black according to the reference photos I found. Moving to the articulation, the head is on a small ball joint and has great rotation. It can tilt down a lot and tilt up a little bit. The arm design is basically identical to the Vader Nendoroid. The shoulder is on a ball joint, which has a great range of motion to pretty much in every direction. The shoulder joint on this figure is much easier to move than my Vader figure. The bicep area is a simple peg joint, which allows rotation in and out. This joint still pops out super easily though. The elbow joint allows around 90 degrees of forearm movement. The hands are simple peg joints, but allows for full 360-degree swivel. The waist ball joint isn't quite where the waist is. It's actually where the chest armor separates from the abs, so it's more of a mid-chest joint. There's a small degree of rotation, but negligible front and back tilt. Moving down to the legs, the crotch joint is a ball joint, which gives a surprising amount of movement. The legs can kick backward a decent amount, as well as a lot of forward kick motion. There's a good amount of rotation inward and outward as well. The knee joint allows the figure to bend backwards around 90 degrees. The foot is on a small ball joint and has amazing foot rotation. There's basically no foot pivoting though. In terms of posability, this is the best Nendoroid I have to date. But with the serious lack of accessories and gimmicks, I feel that the posability is kinda wasted. To be fair, the MSRP of this figure was only around 40 Canadian, and current eBay prices are only around 60. I would say for completionists who want the full set of Star Wars Nendoroids, go for this figure. Otherwise, skip it and get something else.